I think Mr. Duncan's next. Jeff, you're recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you for this, your leadership and the ranking member's leadership on this important issue. We're right here near the end, guys, so I know a lot of questions have been asked already, but I just want to point out this is an example of bipartisanship where we can work together on an important national and economic security issue, and look forward to working on this further. The pandemic has exposed the need for us to expand domestic manufacturing capabilities across all industries, so we're not reliant on foreign suppliers, especially when that foreign supplier is from communist China. So I want to ask our panelists here, really I'll start with Mr. Baker, I guess. How do you view the threat of Chinese parts in our telecommunication system, especially as it relates to the potential for American businesses and citizens to have their data stolen and rerouted to China? Is this an opportunity for Chinese espionage?
Clearly, there's always an opportunity, but then the other side of it is, comes back to the point about zero trust in any of the components and elements that we use within our products. To the extent that they are, could be fully security tested, continually monitored. You manage the supply chain, and then you just take zero trust philosophy across all of the products, software development, et cetera, to ensure that the example as you gave doesn't happen.
I'll ask Ms. Ronaldo the same question.
Sorry, Congressman, it's the tech people that always struggle with the mute button. Yes, we want to ensure that we have trusted supply chains going forward. And a big part of that is ensuring that there's additional competition. So consumers, operators have choice, and that's what we're discussing today, how to bring additional competition to bear. The coalition we're not here supporting any one company or any one technology. Our message is simple. If you break down the barriers for entry, you're going to drive more competition.
Is this an opportunity for Chinese espionage against national security sensitive systems or our military?
There's been a long concern within the U.S. government as well as Congress about Huawei and other companies in our telecommunications networks. There have been multiple instances where intelligence officers have made public statements as such. At the coalition, we focus on the other side of the coin, the economic security side of the coin. If not them, then who?
Yeah, Mr. Baker, do you think that's an appropriate statement?
Yes, I do, and again, it comes back to processes and the interfaces, and then there's the security test houses that will grow out of those open interfaces as well to keep a watch on the products.
Yeah, there's two things I want to know is, and you've answered most of these today, but how can Congress assist and help the industry move forward or in the direction of greater domestic production? Second thing is, should that also include mining, production, finishing of critical minerals that go into these products? Mr. Baker?
Yeah, I think the challenge that we all rely on silicon, and obviously the CHIPS program bringing chip manufacturing and that back to the US. But at the end of the day, it's where the fundamental resources are coming from in terms of actually getting into the silicon chips. So at the end of the day, we need the supply chains back in the US and controlled in the right way.
Yeah, Ms. Ronaldo, the part about what can Congress do to move us in the right direction for domestic production, what can we do more of?
Yes. At the coalition, we support fully funding the USA Telecommunications Act, which you passed last year. The $3 billion will go a long way to ensuring not only domestic manufacturing, job creation, and research and development in the United States, but as well provide the Secretary of State assistance to help developing nations around the world. We also focus on public-private partnerships, how the U.S. government and the private sector can work together, and international cooperation.
That's great. Mr. Chairman, the only thing I'll say last before I yield back the balance of my time is that we need to think about the critical minerals, those elements that we have available here in this country, but we have off limits for mining, and we're relying on China for so many of those rare earths. And this committee ought to think about that, maybe in conjunction with Natural Resource Committee. With that, I'll yield back 18 seconds.
I thank the gentleman.